the show that delivers magical elements in the spaces we live, work and play in. This is the Ideal Space TV show, and as promised, we said we are going to be back to the Aberdare Hills Golf Resort, and here we are. We'll be taking our cameras in a couple of seconds from now to see some of the developments that have been taking place the last couple of weeks. My name is Tim Njiru. Karibu. To a promise of bringing to you the interiors of this one-of-a-kind project that will take Kenya's tourism and property market by storm. Weeks back, we showed you the plans, the structures and the block factory at the heart of the Rift Valley. This week, Andy Collett from the Aberdare Hills Golf Resort shared with us extensively what will now adorn the structures from an interiors perspective.
We have 2-bed, 3-bed and 4-bed. So this is the first of 8 show houses that we have completed. And really what we're doing here is showing people the quality. The design has changed. We are constantly upgrading and updating our product as per the demands of our customers. For example, this house has separate lounge, separate dining room. This particular house, if you were buying a 2-bed house, will be open plan. That's what people want. So that's what we've done to change it. We build all of the concrete material that we make is made here in our block factory, which you've been to. So the blocks, for example, are of an extremely high quality. We are importing the sand, not local sand, volcanic stuff. This is stuff coming from Machakos, other side Nairobi. So we are bringing in proper sand, and any builder who's been here notices immediately the quality of the blocks. Similarly, the roof tiles, all the material we put into our ceiling, etc., is made locally by ourselves. That means we control the quality. The architect or the master architect was WATG of London originally. So they did the master plan. We have subsequently engaged with MMI, Medusa Menezes International, out of Nairobi. So they've done the new designs of the homes. We are not including soft furnishings. So the curtaining you see and or the bedding and the lounge suites, etc., that will be the own choice of the purchaser. Light fittings, there is an allocation towards that. Whether they want to spend more, that's up to the individual buyer, and it will be for their cost. As you'll see with that bedroom, it's very luxurious in terms of its size. It's bigger than the normal ones, but we're looking here at about between 12 square meters up to 20 square meters for the master bedroom, and then it will have a master bathroom added to that. The one upstairs here is a little bit bigger. It's a bit of a wow factor because a lot of people who've been here, the first thing they want to do is either sit down or lie down on the bed and look out the window. It's an ideal space.
Will this be the standard kitchen?
Tim, this is the bottom of the range kitchen. For the 2 beds, this is what you would get. Obviously, you can have different colors. You don't have to have black and white. So, yeah, this is an idea of what you would get, yes. This sort of finished double door fridge freezer. You've got the microwave and hob, etc.
Okay.
So that is fairly standard. Each individual buyer can have individual colors. Yes, this is the African Property Awards, which was done in Dubai. Best Development Multiple Units, Kenya, 5 stars, which is means first place. When we appoint our golfer, it's one of the issues we will address is whether there's automatic membership. For people who buy here, there may be some sort of concession. There will obviously be, as always, annual fees and green fees. But for the quality of course that we are producing here, it's going to be worth it. With Crown Paints, this is Crown Paint that's being used here. We are in the process. He has been here, the CEO. He's very interested himself as a golfer in the product. We will be doing a deal with him to supply paint for us. Wherever possible, we have used local people, but we are very strict on quality. So we've had to match. In some cases, we have imported equipment, and otherwise it's local. But obviously, all of the material, in terms like the kitchen tops, that's the workers are all local from this area. So we are employment and learning skills to a lot of people in different fields within the construction industry and ultimately within the golf industry, which is huge. To maintain a golf course like this.
And Colin, many thanks.
Thanks, Tim. Very much. It's a great pleasure.
From the interiors of the Aberdare Hills Golf Resort, and this week we're taking our lenses into the living room of a very special man. His name is Rao Rakesh, the CEO of Crown Paints. For those who caught a glimpse at my Facebook wall this week, I had posted that there was going to be a meet with the Crown CEO at his residence. We got an overwhelming response on some of the questions to ask him, some of which we'll be getting answers in a few. To start with, Crown Paints is one company that has over the past decade been on the forefront in keeping a very high profile and meeting its customers' needs in the world of paints. To win and retain customers, on the other hand, comes with a dedicated team and efforts that have been guided by key objectives. Objectives that have been spearheaded by Rakesh Rao, the CEO of this successful paint company that consistently manufactures high-quality products.
Paints, which probably you can see neat and clean always. Whenever anything comes, dust comes, you can just clean it with the water. Normal, so you see always, it's a 2 years old paints almost. It looks still as new as it is today.
2 years?
2 years.
This week I was in his ideal space, and one of the things that caught my eye was his meticulous attention to detail when it comes to making a house a cozy home.
It's one of the painting which you can see as it's more like a art which is have elephants and all sort of things. You look into that. Then these are the curtains.
Yes.
It's a very special look, very elegant. I got it special from India. Because my theme of the house is red and white.
Red and white.
Yes. So it comes out very well. Wholesaling is white, so it comes out very well with the furniture. And the way my dining table this my special table for keeping my all crockery tables and all. And we're using mirror here because as per the energy, to maintain the energy level of your house, is called as per feng shui. It's good to keep a mirror in front of your dining table.
Crown's heritage and quality has been the key to the company's consistent performance and growth, supported by its over 450 loyal employees, partners and dealers. Mr. Rao tells me that dedication and time is what keeps his team together.
I look after the Kenya and all East Africa market, and I'm with Crown Paints for more than 8 years now, and with the help of my team which I have in Crown, we're able to grow by more than 20% every year, and our turnover is up by almost 5 times in last 8 years.
But it doesn't end here for its internal customers. Crown Paints has been very keen in transforming lifestyles by providing world-class coating solutions while caring for the environment and community.
Main contributor to the growth is we're very aggressive in marketing. We know we are very innovative. We launch many products. We got a great support from our customers.
Which is the most selling product at Crown Paints?
I think we have 2 major selling products, which you would say like 40% of revenues comes from our premium emulsions. Is called Teflon matte emulsions, which is recently we have launched, and we are the first company able to introduce this technology in this country. I think we are the only country in whole Africa at the moment.
How have you been involved in CSR activities?
We adopt many children from the street to make sure that we take care of their food and educations. I strongly believe that they're going to build societies of the Kenya. They are future Kenyans, and if you can transform their life, then they can be a best citizen of Kenya and can contribute to this country. We have transformed more than 100 schools. We supply paints to those schools and we repaint it, make it colorful, and see the colorful. And I seen some of the schools where I personally involved myself and went to, to do the opening ceremony, and children were so happy. You can see the attendance of children gone up by 50% because now children like the colors, and they have seen that, oh, this school look like new, let me go and now study.
This will come across as a very personal question, Mr. Rao. Which is your favorite color?
My favorite color is white, off-white, and red, and blue.
And blue?
Yes.
Why these colors?
I think white is give you peace of mind. It's always, I believe that if you see the definition of white, whites always bring a peace. It's the color of tranquility. So whenever you wear this cream or white colors, you yourself feel very, very relaxed. And that, I don't know if people notice or not, but it is a fact of the life.
What does 2014 have in store?
I hope this 2014 is going to be a great year for Kenya. I hope our leadership will settle down now. So we're likely to achieve more and more business growth in coming years. And I think overall is great years coming ahead for Kenyans.
Mr. Rao, many thanks. Thank you very much for welcoming us to your house. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure, Nikki. Thanks for coming to my house.
Thank you. Welcome back. Now, this week's Trendy Side of the Ideal Space seeks to give you insights on how you can adorn or create your grand entrance, and also some tips on how you can decorate your family room or the TV room. Last week on the show, we showed you the Decora Deluxe as a sophisticated and decorative paint that will enliven your space. This week, we take you into the world of Terra as a finish for both your grand entrance and your TV room. afterthought when it comes to decor, and yet the hallway should be the star of the show because it presents the first impression of your style to visitors. So, how can you make that first impression a lasting impression? First, a hallway is usually such a small area in the home that you can let loose and try a bold pattern or a color that you might be too inhibited to use in a main living area. This one in particular has terra distress as a texture that has been perfected by the people at Classic Moldings.
What does it take to create and design a grand entrance?
What I would say, Tim, is a bit of creativity and a few things to work with. And one of the things you can't be able to avoid is the cones. That's the moldings. Because the moldings now, you're able to play around with them and create that nice smooth finish in between the wall and the ceilings. And apart from that, now if you create steps, you're able to integrate the steps with the molding.
What do you mean by steps? You mean these steps or the steps?
No. Steps as in like different levels on the ceiling. Because like here, as you can see, it's a very grand volume. It's a double volume. And we wanted to bring it slightly down, but again, not to mess up so much with the height. Because the height, it looks really grand and nice with the height. And being the entry to the family room, we wanted it to retain that nice feel and, not so hollow, but big volume.
Staircases are a key feature in a hallway, and nowadays their potential is being realized with revamps of moldings in the ceilings which run from wall to wall.
When you look up, we've done now the ceiling in two different steps. Then we've incorporated the molding, like I was saying. So the molding comes in there, then we incorporate a second molding there and a third molding on the inside. So looking at it, it gives you a very nice feel, and it's really
classical.
Really nice.
Okay.
Classical, yeah. And
what do you call that? Is that a molding, right?
It's part of the molding family.
It's part of the, what kind of a
that's
molding
a medallion.
is that?
What you've used so that now the light comes in the middle of the medallion.
Moldings provide that room to play around with bespoke lighting for the grand entrance. Effective lighting is essential in a hall, which is a functional space where guests are greeted and you make last-minute preparations before leaving the house.
And have a look at these niches we've created here. What we've done here, Tim, is we've got a sponge on the inside. Then we've created this, we've molded this with gypsum. Then what we've done on top of it now is terra again in a distressed feel. So it's able to give you that like two-tone, but it's the same color, only that the application technique is different.
So now your guests are in and it's time to sink ourselves into the plush seats into the lounge area. The question of color comes to play. How you get colors will determine how your guests will be entertained.
When you're working with your rooms, some of the things that you should work on is to make sure that you have natural colors when you're not sure what color you want.
Frank from Classic Moldings tells me color plays a role in just how moods are created.
When you're working with colors like what we have here, or some grays, or some hues of yellow, or just a very light browns on the wall, then you can be able now to accessorize the room into any other color, any other time when you want. have here, this is now Terra. And the Terra we have here is more of a distressed kind of a finish, which gives you a very rustic kind of a feel. And with this kind of a finish now, these are some of the finishes that we say it's timeless. You know, it's not like something you can say it is on, it will be off. It's timeless. That's what I love about this sort of a finish.
What is the timeless element about it? Is it the color or is it the texture or is it
the color,
both?
the texture, both. The color and the texture are both very much timeless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you again have accessorized it with
yeah, we have now the cornice here. Then apart from the cornice, now done the dry bolt. Then we've introduced again a cornice and a panel molding around it.
Sunken ceilings tend to bring a different style or a different element to the room.
Yeah, that's true.
What would be the most outstanding thing about sunken ceilings made from cornices of this magnitude?
The good thing is that they're very easy to install, as in like it doesn't take much time to install.
Are these elements the trends that are now becoming the new age sort of architecture or interior design?
Yes, it is. And what I can say in fact about the gypsum creation or dry board creation is that this is something we began about 15-18 years ago. We were in fact the first company in Kenya to bring in the dry board. Then we started teaching fundis on how to do the installations and all that. And by now in the market, you get so many people who have been inspired and they're working on their own. They've been equipped and you get a lot of very creative finishes. So for now, it's really on and it works very well and it's cost effective also.
In our continuing series of converted spaces, we saw how insulation plays a key role in attic spaces. Now, our story continues this week with some developments. Have a look. The attic conversion this week had massive developments. First, there was the installation of the roof window, which automatically brought in and boosted natural light by over 60%. Having a roof window is an ideal way of letting in fresh air into the attic space. The Facro roof window, which was installed into this space, has been designed in such a way you can clean it on both sides. What is interesting to learn about the roof window as an ideal space accessory is that it has been designed in such a way that when it rains, one can leave the roof window open and no rain can come into the attic space.
Sorry. What we're doing here now, we're trying to wind up with the cladding. And as you can see, what our fundis are doing is trying to lay in the natural stones and finish well, because most of it is zero joint without grouting. So that's what we're working on today. But the progress so far, you can see the ceilings are all done, the windows are in place, the Facro windows are in place. And once we finish this now, you can see we've already started with the floor. You can see we've already started with the floor here, and this is sandblasted natural stone. So from here now, even here we've already done the floor, as you can see, completely inside. Floor is ready. Only that we are covering it. We move out now, finishing in the floors as we go outside.
The other development we picked from this project was that the insulation and wiring had taken shape, and the next step was adorning the walls with natural stone and adding accessories like the most talked about bathtub. Next week on the show, we'll share with you spaces that have been adorned with a stencil effect.
A rough and tough is applied with a trowel, so it depends on the movement of what you create. It's all about being creative in what you can come up with, and that's where I say the right applicator will give you the different feel that you want to your home.
Send us your comments, suggestions and thoughts on how all the ideas we can incorporate in that particular attic. My name is Tim Njiru, winding up this exciting edition of The Ideal Space. The question we like to ask you is, how ideal is your space? Bye for now.